Spinjitzu, one of the most iconic things from Ninjago, a mystical martial art where the ninjas spin really fast and create a tornado around themselves, which they can use to take out just about any enemy, which LEGO represents as these spinners here. Over the years, LEGO have made dozens of different types of spinners, so I bought every single one to compare them all and find fun uses for each of them. Like, for example, how with the OG spinners you can use them to settle an argument with your friends, if you have any. The 2011 and 2012 versions are actually slightly different, with the 2012 ones having these little holes which allow you to add even more weapons to the spinner to make these things even more hostile than they already were. Back in the day, these things only went for like $10, and you got yourselves these Ninjago trading cards where there was like a whole game that you were meant to play with this. They're pretty simple though. You literally just put a minifigure, they spin. They don't particularly look like Spinjitzu, unlike some of the ones that we're going to look at later in this video. And boys, whilst they are nostalgic, things get a lot better. Like in 2015, where for Ninjago Possession, LEGO went ahead and said, hey, we want Spinjitzu, but also like flying. So LEGO released these things here called Airjitzu Flyers. So I went ahead and built up this one for Jay. Basically, we get this thing that you're meant to hold, and then the flyer that goes inside of it. And essentially, you get this like ripcord, and you just put it in and let rip. This thing is so cool. And around this time, there was so many different toys that used the same technology to like make things fly, or even for like the Chima Speedos to make them go. There are tons of videos online of people doing like trick shots with these things, which are just insane, but then I tried to do some of my own. Judging from my face here, I'm sure you can imagine where this thing landed, and it was of course on my roof. I mean, this thing is honestly like perfect for traumatizing your kids. I mean, boys, if you want to do that, just get yourself an Airjitzu Flyer and just set it off. It certainly ruined my day. So then in 2018, LEGO gave us a lesson on plagiarism, and they went ahead and basically just copy and pasted what they did for the Airjitzu Flyer for these things here, which are the Spinjitzu Master Spinner Flyer things. After building this thing up, you can see the resemblance is basically the same, although whilst the Airjitzu Flyers were meant to, fly up in the sky, the whole idea with these things is that they go on the table and just scratch the living daylights out of that thing. I literally could not get any footage of this thing because it is so quick. These things remind me of like when I was a little kid trying to run away from my mum when she said it was bedtime. I mean, you literally have no idea where these things are going to go. They are more unpredictable than my comment section. Alright, bro, watch this. Go! Honestly, I think this would be pretty great for like knocking your teeth out or something. And then later in the year, LEGO went ahead and decided to treat us with something so inventive and creative, which was the Dragon Flyers. I mean, surprise, surprise, these things are basically just Airjitzu, but this time it has something interesting, which is wings. LEGO officially has a policy where they refuse to make anything based on like the military or violence, apart from apparently when it's Ninjago, because they basically just gave us a pistol. This literally is just a Ninjago gun. Bro, this is terrifying. And when we rip the cord on this thing, honestly, it flies about as well as you'd expect. The US military is on the phone. Subscribe. I think this one would be absolutely perfect for collecting loans from people that have not paid them back. Now at this point, LEGO had kind of lost the plot a little bit and just continued to make Airjitzu Flyers. So LEGO went ahead and released these legacy spinners alongside the wave of sets where they basically just remade the original nostalgic sets. We got this line here. Essentially, these are just a massive throwback to the original spinners, but honestly an improvement. I went ahead and bought myself this same spinner here, and basically inside of it, what we get is not only this tornado itself, but also 3 different types of armor that you can put on it. Like we've got Zane's toenails here, which have been clipped on, and this thing spins very, very well. It looks really good. Honestly, this looks like Spinjitzu. We are getting somewhere, guys. Or even these ice cubes here, because Zane is the master of ice. And then we get some shuriken add-ons as well, which honestly really don't work at all. But comparing this thing to NRG Zane, let's just take a moment to flex that, please. It is night and day. The new legacy spinner is so much better. It spins insanely well. It genuinely looks like Spinjitzu from the show, and I just think it would be so much more fun to play with. Even though the original 2012 one is definitely more powerful and stronger, but I honestly think this thing would be really great for distracting yourself from the pains of life. Just spinning this thing, staring at it, and, forgetting all about the fact that you have no friends and nobody likes you. I think it just is great fun. See, now LEGO is getting into the groove of it, and in 2019, they kept up this streak and gave us the Spinjitzu Slam spinners. This is me doing the Spinjitzu Slam dance. So, boys, we finally have something a little bit different, and honestly, I would have Spinjitzu slammed my head into the wall if we got another Spinjitzu Flyer. Now, this thing is definitely probably one of the most unique ones that we've actually looked at so far, because in this thing we get a tornado, this awesome Zane minifigure who's gelled his hair up, and this thing to launch the spinner from. It also came with this training dummy, but the head wasn't included in the eBay listing, so I just had to put one in. Basically, you put the spinner in this thing, and you'll see this, like, platform here, which looks a bit like a bullseye. Set up your target, and then slam! You slam this thing, and the spinner goes flying. Somehow, this thing works so insanely well. Even though it's, like, at an angle, it spins every single time, and this thing can take out just about anything. I would say it's probably the most accurate, most reliable, sturdiest, and best Spinjitzu up to this point that we've got. This is hours of fun. I don't care what anybody says. Mom, Dad, if you're watching this, I don't care. I'm gonna live in the basement forever, and I'm just gonna have fun, okay? I love Spinjitzu Slam. But just be warned that if you get this thing, you might end up getting yourself Spinjitzu slammed into a psych ward, because you might go insane. And then Lego went ahead and made these cool spinners here. So I hopped on eBay to try and get myself one. However, the eBay seller scammed me, so I didn't get one. You basically get another one of these, like, ripcord things, and this thing just looks so cool. I want to cry. I want to cry. You literally get a slide. I'm sorry, guys. I've come into my mouth. No Spinjitzu ninja training. I'm gonna Spinjitzu slam my head through a wall. I didn't even want them anyway. I didn't even want this. But the answer to every single one of life's problems is, of course, to drown your sorrows in mass consumerism. So I went ahead and bought the Spinjitzu Burst. I got this Kai one here. Essentially, you get this really cool minifigure who looks awesome. You slam it down, and this thing just lets me down. Basically, when you release this thing, the spinner opens up, the minifigure falls out, and it's like, I don't know if I'm just stupid or this thing is genuinely terrible. Like, I just could not get it to seem to work. Oh no, the monastery's under attack. Quick, let's load up Kai into the Spinjitzu Burst thing, and oh, never mind, he's useless. This is one of the worst things I've ever built in my life. I think this thing would honestly be pretty useful if you wanted to, like, try and find something even more disappointing than you to show your parents. See, it was at this point that Ninjago decided to rebrand. So for Ninjago Dragons Rising, Lego went ahead and released in the first wave these Dragons Rising Power Spinner. The whole thing that would have made these things really cool is the fact that it spins on the balls, but it doesn't even do that. It is basically just the 2012 versions of the spinners, but looks even less like Spinjitzu. But I guess we also got this Spinjitzu cart, which I maybe count as a spinner. Lego also went ahead and gave us these Rising Dragon Strike things. Essentially, we got ourselves like these little dragon guys here with these gold things that you clip in, and then, surprise, surprise, you slam these things, the dragon goes flying, and just takes out any enemy that you want. I also love the fact that I can take out Child Lloyd because I hate his haircut. I mean, do they look really derpy and look disappointing at first glance? Yes, they do, but when you slam them, they look awesome. And these would be absolutely incredible if you wanted to, like, I don't know, send a message. They would get the idea pretty quick, I think. I love it. Now, of course, being called spinners, they kind of need to be about Spinjitzu. So Lego went ahead and released probably the end to all spinners. The Dragon Spinjitzu Spinners for Dragons Rising. Yes, that is a lot of words. In these, we get these really cool stylized Spinjitzu tornadoes, as well as this platform here, which essentially, when you push this button, the spinners go flying. The issue is, if you put a minifigure in this thing, it just doesn't look good, but it also is a massive health risk. These would honestly be pretty perfect for, like, pulling an insurance scam and, like, getting whiplash. I think these are some of the best spinners for, like, battling it out. I love Dragons Rising. I love the way the Spinjitzu looks in Dragons Rising. I love how cool these are. And this kind of just takes everything that's great about the previous spinners, puts them into one. All of these things honestly look really great. I mean, you know, we've got the OG ones, we've got flying ones, we've got insanely lethal ones. We even have guns. But fellas, what do you think is the best Ninjago spinner? Let me know down below. And also, fellas, don't forget that no matter who you are or what you've done, Jesus saves. God bless.